Unilever, Creating Shared Value by Jason Jesse. Poverty is a major concern in the world today. In Africa, there are millions who are poor and who have little access to electricity or food or medicine. The industry is agriculture. It can have the most immediate impact on the poor by giving them a better standard of living and allowing them to increase their incomes. The country we'll be focusing on is Nigeria, and the company is Unilever. Unilever has over 400 brands focused on health and well-being. They help more than 1 billion people to improve their health and well-being. There are many brands that make up Unilever. Lipton, Dove, Axe, Hellman are among the most notable. Royco, Knorr, and Lipton are major brands that operate in Nigeria. These are the brands that make up the Unilever umbrella. There are many brands here that you would not even have known that were part of the Unilever company. Unilever's purpose is to make sustainable living commonplace. Their vision is to double the size of our business, reduce our environmental footprint, and increase our positive social impact. Corporate social responsibility. Unilever wants to offer brands that offer balanced nutrition, good hygiene, and the confidence that comes from having clean clothes, clean hair, and good skin. Products which are sustainably sourced and used in a way which protects the Earth's natural resources. Respect for the rights of the people and communities we work with throughout the world. The country we will be focusing on is Nigeria. Following nearly 16 years of military rule, a new constitution was adopted in 1999, and a peaceful transition to civilian government was completed. The government continues to face the daunting task of reforming a petroleum-based economy whose revenues have been squandered through corruption and mismanagement. Nigeria is located in Western Africa. It's slightly more than twice the size of California. The climate varies. It's equatorial in the south, tropical in the center, arid in the north. The terrain is southern lowlands merged into central hills and plateaus, mountains in the southeast, plains in the north. Natural resources are natural gas, petroleum. They have large amounts of arable land. They're succumbed to periodic droughts and flooding. Current issues with the environment are soil degradation, rapid deforestation, urban air and water pollution, desertification, oil pollution, water, air, and soil. They have suffered serious damage from oil spills, and they've lost a lot of arable land with rapid urbanization. The population is 146 million. That was estimated in July 2008. They are oil rich, but oil is capital intensive, and it takes up 80% of their budgetary resources, and it only provides 20% of the GDP. The largely subsistence agricultural sector has failed to keep up with rapid population growth. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country, and it used to export food, but now it has to import food because they can't make enough for themselves. The labor force is made up of 70% in the agriculture industry, 10% in industry, and 20% in services. The unemployment rate is only 2.9%. Their industries include crude oil, coal, tin, palm oil. Uh, the agriculture is cocoa, peanuts, palm oil, corn, rice, sorghum, millet, cassava, which is tapioca, yams, rubber, cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, timber, fish. They export petroleum and petroleum products. That makes up 95% of their exports, cocoa and rubber. The capital city of Nigeria is Abuja. Nigeria has 250 ethnic groups. The official language in Nigeria is English. Nigeria has had an uninterrupted civilian democracy since 1999. That's the longest period of civilian rule in the country's history. There were 6 main political parties in 2011. The People's Democratic Party has been the leading political party. The People's Democratic Party's majority diminished after the 2011 general elections due to dissatisfaction with the party's nomination process. With Nigeria being the most populous nation in Africa, they have only a literacy rate of 61%. They have a large number of out-of-school children and young adults with limited literacy and numeracy skills who have little hope of ever joining the formal workforce. Education indicators are poor nationwide, and the greatest need for assistance is in the predominantly Muslim north. One of the growing sectors of the Nigerian economy is tourism. The industry was accorded priority status in 1990 when the National Tourism Policy was launched. The main thrust of government policy on tourism was to generate foreign exchange earnings, create employment opportunities, promote rural enterprises and national irrigation integration, among other things. Nigeria experienced a banking crisis in 2009. However, the economy has continued to grow rapidly, achieving over 7% growth each year since 2009. Following the crisis, the authorities took a comprehensive set of remedial measures. Substantial liquidity was injected, and a blanket guarantee for depositors as well as for interbank and foreign credit lines of banks was provided. Nigeria avoided economic collapse, and economic growth resumed. Despite a positive macroeconomic outlook, substantial risks remain, with oil receipts generating 75% of government revenue. A significant fall in the oil price could undermine fiscal consolidation, produce faster domestic debt accumulation, increase credit risk, and place a heavier burden on monetary policy. According to the IMF, the financial system continues to suffer from weak governance, including some non-transparent ownership structures, deficiencies in financial reporting, and endemic perceptions of corruption. Despite significant progress in recent years, the regulatory and supervisory framework has gaps and weaknesses. National financial institutions operate under a framework of laws, regulations, circulars, and guidelines that are not all well understood and do not seem to provide a coherent overall framework. With the financial system now stabilized, the process of unwinding crisis measures and strengthening the crisis prevention and resolution framework should continue. The Nigerian economy has emerged from the banking crisis and has the potential to enjoy an extended period of strong and economic growth. The 3 initiatives for creating shared value I'm presenting are for Unilever to sustainably source agricultural products in Nigeria, to empower small farmers with education and training to pull themselves out of the depths of poverty and to be able to produce more product and a better product and utilize their land more efficiently. Also, to create financing opportunities for small farmers to upgrade tools and equipment to make them better at producing the raw ingredients that Unilever needs to produce their products for all their brands. Unilever will work to source every raw agricultural ingredient sustainably in Nigeria. They're going to do this by forging direct relations with farmers. This will ensure that the standards for sustainable farming that Unilever sets out will be met by the farmers. What is sustainable agriculture? Sustainable agriculture is a production of food, materials, or animals using farming techniques that preserve the environment for future use. The benefits of sustainable agriculture: the soil and the water are not overexploited. Harsh pesticides are not used. The water is managed sustainably. This helps especially in areas such as Nigeria, which are susceptible to desertification. The soil is maintained through crop rotation. Commercial farms typically grow one product. Sustainable farming involves growing multiple crops, and they are rotated, which rejuvenates the soil and doesn't break it down. Non-sustainable farming uses up the land until it's no longer usable and then moves on. Sustainable farming ensures that the land can be used year after year to grow the crops. This helps protect the environment from toxic runoff from the pesticides into the water supply. The value of sustainable agriculture. Unilever benefits from sourcing products in Nigeria 100% sustainably in many ways. They'll definitely have a positive reputation. They can advertise to their customers that they are sourcing their ingredients 100% sustainably. Employees will be engaged. Nowadays, employees are looking for more from a company, and they want to be involved in causes that help the world. Sustainable agriculture also ensures long-term access to the ingredients that Unilever uses to make their products. It also gives great value to farmers. Sustainable agriculture helps the farmer produce more product and better with less use of pesticides. It's more beneficial for the environment. Empower small farmers with education and training is the second initiative. It ties in with the first. To empower the farmers, they will create learning stations in these small farming communities where they have live demonstrations, access to videos, instruction to educate the farmers about proper farming techniques, the crops that are best to grow in the climate. Amongst the world's extreme poor, farmers outnumber every other primary profession combined. Helping small farmers can lift many out of poverty simply by giving them a proper education. With enhanced knowledge and skill, these farmers will lead to increased income for themselves. With proper farming techniques, productivity gains will be found, and it's much better for the environment. These farmers will be able to grow more crop on the same amount of land and be able to sell it for a profit. And they will be able to do this year after year. The value of education. By educating these small farmers, Unilever creates direct relations with their producers. It increases their influence over the supply chain. It allows them to ensure that their standards are met. It allows them to engage the local communities and strengthen them. It allows Unilever to promote sustainable practices with their suppliers. With these farmers promoting and following these sustainable practices, they will increase their incomes because of the education. The third initiative is to create financing opportunities for small farmers. Unilever is going to work with local lenders to create financing opportunities for farmers to purchase products, equipment, tools, supplies to better farm their land. Over 40% of Nigerian perishable goods spoil after harvest due to the lack of electricity needed for the storage and processing of those goods. This gives the farmers the ability to upgrade their local infrastructure. It allows them to purchase equipment and tools that they need to better utilize their land. It gives them access to electricity and much needed potable water. The value in helping farmers acquire financing comes with Unilever strengthening its relationships with local communities again and its producers. The supply chain is strengthened because the farmers enhance their production. Farmers are able to upgrade their equipment and facilities. This allows them to increase their profits. The local communities are upgraded. And this is all done through sustainable farming, and it's done profitably. The three initiatives work together to create a better environment for Unilever, its small farmers, and the local communities. The initiatives all work together to strengthen the communities, educate and train the farmers, and allow Unilever to source all their ingredients sustainably. These initiatives allow Unilever to enhance its supply chain by empowering its producers. Small farmers are given a chance for a better life. Communities are strengthened. The environment is protected. And this allows Unilever to create strong relationships with many communities throughout the country. These are my references. That is my presentation. Thank you for your time.